Here is my very ambitious November TBR. Now, I was at Barnes & Noble multiple times around my birthday, which is on Halloween, and I was able to, my dad bought me some of these books, and I bought some books because, you know, treat yourself and treat me because it's my birthday. So I'm going to go over with you what I want to read, what I'm most looking forward to, and there are some books coming out that I'm excited for, so let's get into it. Number 1 is Endless Anger by Sabin Miller. It just caught my eye almost immediately. Do I know much about this? No, but it says Monsters Within Book 1. Now listen, if I start reading this and I find out that there's not another book out yet, I'm gonna freak out. It's always the ones that are so good that suck you in immediately that don't have another book, and then you're screwed. Next is Distance Beneath the Mask by Luna Mason. This book is kind of giving me more of a October vibe, but because I didn't read it in October, we're gonna read it in November. Next is going to be People Watching. I've heard very mixed reviews about this. I'm going to give my honest review after I read it, but it's definitely giving me November, like, cozy vibes. One of my most anticipated reads is Stephen King 11/22/63. I've heard so many good things about this book, but she's a thick mama. So, as you can see, a lot of these were on the buy one, get one 50% off, and I love a good deal. So, the B.K. Borson Good Spirit looks just, the cover, look how pretty, and like look at these sprayed edges. I absolutely had to have it. Breathe With Me by Becca Mack. I heard that, Breathe With Me by Becca Mack. I heard this was really, really good. And I'm kind of looking for like something that will make me cry. And I feel like I've seen people cry on the internet over this book. Chase the Wild by Elliot Rose. This, look how pretty. Look at those sprayed edges. Like, she's a pretty girly, like, book. And so, I had to get it. Christmas Tree Farm by Lori Gilmore. Now, I have not read the other books, but this looks very cute. And it's giving a, like, Hallmark Christmas movie. So, let's do it. Holiday Ever After by Hannah Grace. I read some of her books. I like them. And this just looked really cutesy. Again, along with the Christmas spirit. And then Reese Witherspoon, Gone Before Goodbye by Harlan Coben. I've seen a lot of good things about this, and I'm very interested to read it. I'm trying to broaden my horizons a little bit. I did just turn 30, so I'm trying to read some new things. Now, I am a romance-only girly, so as you can see, there's a couple other things in here that are not strictly romance. Again, this is my very ambitious November TBR, so follow along to see if I actually end up doing this.
My sister falsely called the CPS on me, so I removed her from my home. Buckle up. This one's a hot mess express. I, 29 female, and my younger sister, Kylie, 21 female, and her boyfriend, James, 21 male, homeless, ... And now half my family's dragging me, saying it's just one argument. But was it, though? Here's the full saga. By the way, this comes from Sufficient Cat 4762 as opposed to a Insufficient Cat on the r/Charlotte Dobre YouTube subreddit. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit and send them in there. For some context, I have been raising Kylie off and on since she was 12 because our mom's a booze and I didn't want her in foster care like I was. I have 4 kids, 9, 8, 7, and 4. 2 boys and 2 girls, and mama's busy. Okay. A few months ago, Kylie and James moved into my house. When they moved in, they got the entire downstairs. I'm talking master bedroom, living room, pantry, and their own bathroom. Rent was to be split 50-50. They'd pay $50 for their own water, $50 for their own internet, and me and my boyfriend, 29 male, would cover everything else. I was under the impression that they both worked full time, and it turns out that that was a lie. For some extra context, they'd just been punted out of our grandmother's house after 3 years because they fought so much the landlord wouldn't renew the lease. Should have been my first red flag. That is true. At first, Kylie helped clean. Then it was, I'm the only one cleaning. Girl, my kids have a chore chart. They're on it. They clean baseboards with toothbrushes like I did growing up. Plus, I deep clean every Saturday. My son has asthma. I don't play around with cleanliness. Meanwhile, Kylie and James destroyed my house, fought constantly, broke the basement bedroom door, broke an actual stair step so the stairs now move, ate literally everything. And me and my boyfriend buy all the groceries. I'd go to the kitchen and there would literally be nothing for my kids. They'd even take food from my deep freezer to their friends' houses to grill and wouldn't bring me a plate. James, disgusting, leaves booty dust on the toilet. He doesn't wash his hands. He would only shower if Kylie cleaned him first. Would wash dishes in cold water because hot water hurts his hand. His own mom told him he couldn't live with her because of how nasty he is. One night, Kylie comes home, wasted again, wakes up my kids at 2 a.m., shaking them, asking where I am, screaming through the house like she didn't know people have jobs and kids have school. And this is after I found out she had a bench warrant she'd been dodging. I'd had enough. I called the cops and told them that she had a warrant. Whew, here we go. Up. She spent 4 days in jail. Not enough. Comes home again, I believe, still wasted, still loud, still fighting James. And this time, when I ignored her, she called CPS, she called Child Protective Services and the police, told them I left my kids alone, home alone to DoorDash. I don't even DoorDash. So Child Protective Services came, saw my house, saw my clean house, well cared for kids, and closed the case immediately. The next morning, I printed out the police reports, the false Child Protective Services claim, screenshots of fights and threats, and filed a restraining order. The judge granted the restraining order in under 4 hours. So now my family's mad, saying, you made your sister homeless over one fight. Baby, it wasn't one fight. It was years of chaos. I chose my peace, my kids' safety, and my home. Am I the a-hole for making my sister homeless over one argument? She has a few days to appeal this protection order, so I'll keep you updated. Not sure if I updated it right the first time, but just as I expected, she is appealing the restraining order. We have court next week, the 29th at 11 a.m. Will she show up? That is the question. And my mom made sure to call me and tell me that she was going with her. Now, after this is all said and I'm done, I am going very, very low contact with my family. Because you're already not a good mom, but now you're also picking sides? You should have either stayed neutral or stayed out of it. Or told the little brat that she was wrong. But whatever, I guess, I will update once we finish court. Time to print out all texts and upload my cameras in the house to a flash drive and print pictures of the things that they've broken. All right, y'all. We had court today, and it went exactly how I expected, like a whole circus. Kylie and my mom showed up together, of course, and not only did my mom look like she hadn't seen a comb or clean outfit in a week, but she was also wasted as heck, stumbling around holding a Pepsi bottle that I'm 99% sure was straight vodka with a splash of soda just for color. The smell followed her like a cloud. We all sat down in the waiting area, me, my boyfriend, Kylie, James, and my mom, and we waited. What felt like forever, but was actually about an hour, while people ahead of us pled guilty to DUIs, which honestly felt a little ironic. The entire time, Kylie was sitting in front of me and my boyfriend, turning around, snickering, whispering to my mom, and James like they were a bunch of high schoolers passing notes in class. The immaturity was next level. Finally, we get called up. I'm seated on the right side of the court. Kylie's on the left with a big podium between us, so we couldn't get to see each other directly, probably for the best. The judge swears us in, asks us both to confirm that everything we say is true to the best of our knowledge. We agree. Then the judge looks at me and says, go ahead, tell me what happened. So, I laid it all out. The threats. Her coming home wasted at 2 a.m., waking my kids up, screaming through the house, beating on James in front of my kids, the excessive drinking, the time she called Child Protective Services on me with a fake claim, the damage she and James did to my house, every bit of it. Then it was Kylie's turn, and she really tried to play the victim, claimed that I was abusing the court system, said she was never a threat to me, quote unquote, and that she only mentioned having a pew-pew to make me answer her calls. Girl, the audacity. The judge asked if I wanted to move forward with a protection order, and I said, absolutely yes. Kylie then had the nerve to claim she's never been harmful to anyone a day in her life. And you know what? I came prepared. Pulled out printed screenshots of old texts she sent me, threatening people, including one where she admitted to hitting our uncle with her car in a hit and run. The exact warrant, by the way, that I called the cops on her for. The look on her face when I pulled that out, chef's kiss. I also reminded the judge that when I had custody of her at 13, because remember, OP raised her on and off all these years, trying to keep her out of foster care. She had to be physically removed from my home for threatening her teacher. She literally told her she'd cut the baby out of her stomach. Wow. And for threatening to make sure I did not wake up. And since then, she's been punted out of our mom's house, our grandma's, and even James' mom's house because of her violent, reckless drinking and behavior. Everywhere she goes, chaos follows. So the judge seemed kind of over it by then, cut me off, and said that she'd issue her ruling later today. No verdict yet, but Kylie's sitting there convinced that it'll be thrown out because, according to her, we never had a disagreement. The delusion is wild. Anyways, I'll keep y'all posted as soon as the judge rules. But after today, I'm done. I'm going very low contact with the rest of the family too, because watching your own mom wasted in court snickering with your while your kids are at home, yeah, I'm good on that. Welp, y'all. The roller coaster ride has officially come to a stop. The verdict came back today, and after everything, the threats, the wasted episodes, waking my kids up in the middle of the night, the CPS called the police reports, pictures of the damage to my home, screenshots of her threatening text, the impact statements, the judge ruled that the allegations and testimony did not support the statutory requirements. Other words, they labeled it a sibling quarrel. Whatever the heck that's supposed to mean. I'm not even going to lie. I sat there in disbelief when they read the decision. I genuinely thought with everything I submitted, it would be enough. I didn't just throw claims around. I came in with facts, proof, statements, and evidence from multiple people, and somehow it wasn't considered enough to warrant legal protection. So now I'm left in this weird space where she technically has no restrictions on coming around me, my home, or my kids. And if you've been following the story, you know exactly the kind of person she is. She'll show up just to pester me, cause problems, or stir up drama for no reason, and then make my life heck, because that's who she has always been. Right now, we're going to look into the VAWA, Violence Against Women's Act options, and see if there's any way to pursue action through that route, since it covers pesterment, stalking, and situations outside of typical domestic partnerships. The problem is, without an active restraining order on file, it does make things complicated. And honestly, I can't afford it to just up and move right now. Times are hard, rent's insane, and while I know I can save by the end of my lease, waiting that long isn't ideal if she's showing up, banging on my door, or pestering my kids. So for now, it looks like every time she pulls something, I'll have to call the cops and document. It's exhausting. All I want is peace. I'll raise my kids in a safe, calm home without chaos at the door, but apparently the courts see it just as sisters fighting. So that's where we are. Not the ending I wanted, but it's not over. I'll do whatever it takes to keep my baby safe and my home protected. Honestly, I'm in tears. I feel let down and I don't know where else to go or what to do, but I'll figure it out, and hopefully it's before something terrible happens. Thank you to everyone who followed this mess from start to finish. I appreciate the love, advice, and support more than you know. Stay safe, y'all. And if your gut tells you something is dangerous, listen to it, blood or not. Signing off for now. And that's the end.
Dude, and honestly, like, listening to your gut, such critically underrated advice. Sometimes it can get you into trouble, but like a lot of times, I don't know.
There's something there.
I don't know. You build a relationship with your gut and learn if you can trust it or not.
Okay.
Stop. Don't look at mine.
I'm not looking at yours. Okay.
This is scary.
All right. Do you want to go first?
Of the game? Yeah, right. So we take turns asking each other to do something.
Questions about it, or like.
Well, don't you have to start by saying this is what I have, or no?
Yes. And you're either lying or you're telling the truth, but you start with saying something.
Okay.
Okay. So what do you have, Kyle?
I have to go first?
If you want, do you want me to go first?
I don't know.
I'll go first.
Okay, go first.
But you're gonna go like 5 seconds after me.
Okay.
Okay.
Go first.
I'm going first?
Yep.
I have a sound machine.
That's so specific.
I have my sound machine.
All right, I have a candle.
Okay.
All right, tap it against the table.
honest, I think we should be able to look at each other's faces.
I'm trying not to.
Because I will know if you're lying, I feel like.
Oh, you know me so well.
Okay.
All right, you go.
Oh, tap it against the table.
Oh. What? What?
Yeah, that's a candle. Right. All right.
It is,
Yeah, okay.
it is a candle.
Right. I think I can guess what it is already. All right, you go.
Oh. What?
Do you want to pick another item?
Why? What do I have?
So bad.
What do I have?
You have a pumpkin.
Oh.
No, wait, don't look at mine. I might keep mine. You need to find something else.
Why?
Because what the fuck? A candle?
I thought it sounded kind of like a candle when you banged it.
That sounds more like a basketball than a candle. What are you talking about? I'm gonna hide mine and you find something else.
Okay, you have to go back in the other room.
I know. I have to hide it. You have to look away so I can hide it under my shirt.
Okay, I'm not looking. God damn it, pumpkin.
What
Hey.
do you have?
Light bulb.
Light bulb. Light bulb. All right. I have a sound machine.
Still have a sound machine?
I did not change.
Are you sure?
Am I sure?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I didn't grab another item. I still have my sound machine.
Okay. Knock on it with your hand.
Okay.
All right.
Knockers against the table. A little thick for a light bulb. Go ahead. Ask me.
Could be the stem of the light bulb.
Right.
What if you shake it up and down?
Roll it. Yeah. Your turn.
It's a light bulb. Okay. How about you roll yours?
I can't.
Why?
It has like half rolled edges, but not full. It's like.
Okay. I guess knock it against the TV. See what it does. Yeah.
You might be the worst all-time player of this game.
Why? I don't have any more questions for you.
Okay. Do you think I have a sound machine?
I do.
You do think I have a sound machine?
Yeah.
I do not think I have a light bulb.
What do you think I have?
Some kitchen utensil. I don't know what. Something metal and clanky. All right. You ready to reveal?
Yeah.
Okay. Show me. A knife? Mine's an LED light.
I'm never even gonna guess that.
You could guess
That's
it
the
wasn't a sound machine.
That's the most obscure thing ever.
You didn't have to guess what it was. The game is guessing if I'm lying or not. You know what my sound machine is.
I know.
Also, my sound machine is fully round. It would have rolled perfectly.
I thought it was a box. Oh, I thought it was a box.
No. 2-1. Kinda lost times 2. A knife? A knife to be a light bulb?
Yeah.
A pumpkin to be a candle? You should have grabbed like a wine glass and made it a candle.
This would have sounded like glasses.
Oh my god. Alright.
I tried my best.
Okay.
You did.
Alright. Wave bye. Bye.
It's a story time, so stop scrolling and just fucking listen. This is not my story time. It's a supporter story time. I'm just a fly on the wall. This story is told by a girl, and I'm going to be referring to her as my home girl when I tell this story. All right, so boom, one Halloween, my home girl and her friends, they all wanted to throw a Galloween. If you don't know what a Galloween is, I really don't know what to tell you. All I can tell you is anything they got the gal in front of it and they trying to replace it as a holiday, do not let your girl go to it. So basically, they just wanted to throw a girls' night out Halloween party. I guess Halloween was too corny, so they end up coming up with a name called Goals Night Out. So as my homegirl and her group of friends was planning this party, they always trying to see who was all coming. They was really just checking attendance. There was some people my homegirl never seen before. There was some people my homegirl knew. It was just a whole bunch of girls. And the way they did the party, the entry was you had to bring your own entree or you had to at least bring something. And also to enter, you had to take at least a couple of shots. My homegirl can't cook, so she made these nasty ass spooky cookies. Okay, boom, so I'm gonna fast forward. My homegirl get to the party. She tell me that the party started off a little trash. She really wanted to go home. But then after that, it started to increase and get like a lot of more girls. Now, I'm not gonna, y'all never seen a party with a lot of girls there. I always seen a whole bunch of niggas. So this story should be interesting. So as the little party goes on, they get a decent amount of girls, and then they start waiting on this one particular girl. Now, the reason that they was waiting was because they all wanted to take their shots at one time. Because mind you had to take a shot when you enter. So they really just all want to do it collectively. All right, so mind you, my homegirl, she's not a drinker. She could drink a teaspoon of any type of liquor, and I guarantee you she gonna be walking around wobbling and losing her mind, telling everybody that she drunk and she love them. Boom, my homegirl ended up asking the ringleader of the party and ended up saying, hey, is the girl that we waiting on, is she coming? Like, is she on her way? Because I'm ready to have fun. All the girls at the back like, yeah, like, where is she? Like, I'm ready to turn up. Like, let's have fun. And the girl that she was talking to ended up saying, hold on, let me get ready to call her. She should be on her way. Now, mind you, this is nobody's crib. These people are at an Airbnb. So the girl that they was waiting on, she ended up taking too long. So everybody just said, fucking, they just started dancing, twerking, throwing ass, drinking, eating, all that. They just started turning up at this point. Everybody was so turned, they ended up ordering a pizza and not eating the pizza because they was so damn turned. They started just eating the damn liquor. All right, so boom, I'm gonna fast forward probably like an hour later. The girl that they was waiting on the whole entire time, she ended up arriving. Started walked in with her own bottle and an entree for the party. Mind you, the girl took so long, so everybody damn near turned them over. Like everybody almost tips almost. So they end up telling her, let's go ahead and take another shot. Now this shot right here is the shot that got my homegirl drunk. Mind you, some people at this party had a boyfriend, but just nobody at this party was gay at all. Mind y'all, my homegirl a lightweight. So at this time, she drunk and she really feeling herself. It's damn near like every girl in that party, but my homegirl just didn't have a high tolerance for the liquor. So my homegirl ended up telling me that she started getting so drunk that every girl in the party started looking edible to her. She said every girl in that party was pretty, but the girl that stood out the most to her was the girl that came in as the last person to the party. So they all in that bitch just throwing straight butt, noonie cat. I'm knowing it smell like pennies and nickels and all type of shit in that motherfucker. Now the whole night, everybody dancing with everybody hugged up on everybody. You know what I'm saying? They just all just having fun. My homegirl kept telling me that she couldn't take her eyes off of that one girl that came in late. I forgot to tell y'all, my homegirl is that friendly type of girl that'll come up to you. Oh my God, you're so pretty. Like she a girl's girl. Now this whole time I told y'all my homegirl is staring at that one particular girl, but she just ain't never go up to her and say nothing to her. Talking about the girl started looking so good, my homegirl was like, man, I wish she could just come over and sit on my face. What she said to herself silently. Boom, out of nowhere, another girl that was in the party ended up saying, oh my God, y'all, I love y'all so much. This gonna be my girlfriend tonight. She pointed to another girl. So when that girl chose up, my homegirl ended up saying in her head, like, man, it's my time to choose up. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and show y'all who my little noonie cat is for the night. My homegirl ended up breaking the ice and ended up walking up to the girl and telling her, oh my God, girl, you so pretty. Do you want a kiss? A kiss? Nigga, y'all just mad. What the fuck is going on? They end up kissing. I'm talking about tonguing each other down. I'm talking about moving just how they be in the movies when they just in the crib. I'm talking about kissing all over the damn place. So they start kissing and my homegirl ended up telling me that she was like, man, I got this girl right where I want her. Like, I'm in my bag now. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, nobody at this party likes the same sex. Like, they're not GAY. I don't know what type of drink they was drinking, but man, they don't ever need to drink that drink again. So boom, after a while, my homegirl ended up asking the girl, is she in a relationship or is she single? The girl ended up telling her no. All right, so that was that. So boom, not even 10 minutes later, another girl ended up saying, oh yeah, this is my girl right here. They end up talking about another girl. They end up choosing up again. So that made my homegirl say, okay, you know what I'm saying? Let me let everybody know who my girl is. So she ended up going to the girl that was in there late and she ended up saying, y'all, this is my girl right here. We finna get ready to hunt later on. And all the girls in there, they just surprised. They like, oh, y'all serious? Like, what y'all got going? And the girl that came late ended up saying to my homegirl, she like, wait, you serious? You want to do that for real? My homegirl like, yeah, girl, let's just do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's just have fun. In front of everybody, my homegirl ended up pulling her tongue out and putting it on that girl noonie cat. My homegirl ended up telling me that she eating her noonie cat and it just sounded just like macaroni. I'm talking. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. They do say girls know how to give head way better than boys. So she said she had her in there screaming like a yodel girl. Yodel, hey, yodel, hey, yodel, hey, hoo. Boom, my homegirl ended up telling me that she done ate her stuff like 2 to 3 times. Then the girl ended up saying, you know what, let's just change position. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let me eat that Nuna cat now. At this moment, my homegirl and this girl eating a Nuna cat like it's the last meal. I don't know what these other people doing because she didn't give me that much detail. But my homegirl and the girl, they just started playing rock, paper, scissors, and then they started doing 96. You know what I'm saying? They just started going crazy. But boom, at one point, my homegirl ended up getting up and she ended up going to go take another shot. Talking about my homegirl was so turned, she didn't even notice that she was mixing drink. I'm not gonna lie, you mix a drink, you a different demon. Now I don't know what type of watch my homegirl had on, but she was on demon time. She went back in there and started eating that girl Nuna cat like the Cookie Monster be eating them cookies. She was in there. I'm talking about going crazy. But the last time she ended up eating a girl Nuna cat, she ended up saying, oh my God, I feel lightheaded. Now mind you, she's still eating a Nuna cat after she said she felt lightheaded. Out of nowhere, my homegirl ended up saying, oh my God, I feel sick. The girl ended up saying, oh my God, are you okay? So my homegirl ended up saying, yes, I'm okay. And she proceeded to eat the girl Nuna cat. I don't know if the girl squirted in my homegirl's mouth or what, but my homegirl ended up throwing back up whatever came in her mouth on this girl Nuna cat. My homegirl ended up trying to make it to the toilet. She ended up throwing up on the B&B floor. They had to end their little girls' night Diddy freak off early because of my homegirl wanted to throw up everywhere. My homegirl woke up the next morning and ended up going to work like nothing happened. Now, mind you, my homegirl didn't know this girl at all. She knew her name and she knew her Instagram. So she ended up trying to go on her Instagram just to apologize to her for whatever happened. But before she go in a DM, she ended up going to her story. Why my homegirl see that girl laid up with a boy that she been in a relationship for damn near 2 years with? My homegirl politely exit the DM and act like nothing happened. Any questions?
Probably when I was in solitary confinement, the way I see they treat people in there, it's the most saddest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. People who really don't deserve to be in there, when I was in solitary confinement, you're like stuck in this like little room. They feed you out of a paper bag, like a hard boiled egg with like cereal. You are so depressed, the bugs, and they lock you in this room and you never know when you're going to get out. You don't know what time it is. You don't know what's going on. You have nobody to talk to. The only person you have is like a babysitter, which is someone that sits in front of you. You get paid in there. So I was in there and I was on the other side of babysitting. So I saw this girl. She was beautiful, but I saw this girl go from the most sweetest, beautiful girl to when she was in solitary confinement. What they did to her damaged her so badly. Like she would get butt naked in there and talk to like her dead family. Like you go crazy.
Yeah.
You really go crazy. And they tried putting me in a cellie with this like girl who was like the scariest girl on the block. And like she like had a crush on me. I was just really scared. And I was like, I don't want to be your cellie. So like they put me in solitary confinement. And when I came out, I thought like I almost got into a fist fight with this huge girl, like 300 pounds. Like I'm tiny. Like I really not gonna, but I put up a good fight. They were like, honestly, Cass, I didn't fight her. I put up like I handled myself well. But jail, I do want to say that it wasn't enough to scare me either, though, because I did get high after jail. So I think this like the most like traumatizing thing was solitary confinement. That was definitely like a lot to handle. I didn't realize how bad it really is. I couldn't imagine being in there for like months or years. So it's a different world. And you don't got money, good luck in there. But I also learned a lot in there too. I learned how to play cards. I learned things that I didn't know about. So, I mean, you take it how you take it, you know?
Hey guys, get ready for me to get my wisdom teeth out. I just can't wait. I've been counting down the days so I can get my teeth ripped out of me. It's just like so much fun. Anyways, I've lived in like 3 minutes because I like slept too long. But I'm just doing my mascara and my eyebrows because there's not really much makeup you can do because the surgery is like on your face and like the makeup I do is gonna get messed up. But I do want to look like okay after I get them out. And like if I get like funny videos, I don't want to look absolutely chopped. So that's my thought process for all this. And I'm wearing a darker zip up so that in case I bleed, it doesn't stain anything because I was gonna wear my pink brandy zip up, but for some reason that just doesn't sound like that good of an idea. Anyways, I chugged like I chugged so much pineapple juice last night because, okay, I couldn't eat or drink anything after midnight. So at like 11:50, I chugged like almost the entire bottle. It felt so nauseous. I almost threw up this morning, but I didn't. And that's all that matters. And now I think we're prepared. Hopefully I don't like swell too much or like bruise too much because that would just be terrible. I don't want that at all, actually. And I want to be fine by like Monday. So that's like my goal. Okay, I look crazy just because I put mascara on and it's all over my eyelids, but I'm gonna quickly do my eyebrows because that's also like all I really want done. And then I might put like a little bit of concealer on, but I don't really care about the rest of it because I'm gonna cry all of it off probably. Okay, this is the makeup that we're doing. Just a little bit of concealer. Alright, makeup is done. We're still chilling. I didn't put any mascara on my under eye because I don't want it to like run. So I'm gonna take this off and then we're ready to go. Also supposed to not have any jewelry on, so I have to take my earrings out. And I also need to take off 2 of my acrylic nails so that they can like, I don't know, they put the things in my fingers. Okay, this earrings, okay, there we go. Now I need to get my necklace off. And then I need like nail clippers to take off my 2 acrylic nails, which is great. Wow. I just love taking my nails off. Anyways, I really have to go. I hope everyone has an amazing day, and I will update all of you.
I'm an alcoholic. I'm in recovery. I'm also an addict. I'm in recovery. I've been sober for 5 years. Let's get ready for bed while I tell you guys about the first time I ever drank. People have been asking me about the first time I drank, so I wanted to talk about it. I was a little bit of a late bloomer for a couple reasons. One was because I knew that alcoholism ran in my family, and that scared me. I was kind of hesitant to touch alcohol. I honestly thought that I was never ever going to drink. Obviously, that changed. Second reason that I was a bit of a late bloomer was because I was struggling for most of my middle school and high school life with an eating issue. That was kind of just what was preoccupying me, and I was so thin that like I hadn't hit puberty yet. Boys, like maturity level, drinking, partying, like I was just like everybody was over here and I was still way back here. So caught up in this, like all this other stuff. I went to treatment for my eating issues while I was in high school. I missed part of my junior year, the beginning of my junior year. Came back to school after I finished treatment in like the fall of junior year, right in time for homecoming and everything. So I felt like I had to hit the ground running. I had a lot of catching up to do. Come back to school, drinking was not a priority of mine. I wanted to try it. I remember being like, like I'm back now, like maybe it can be something I try. I finally felt like I looked a little bit more mature. I had like obviously gained some weight. I was starting to actually hit puberty. And so I was like, all right, all these changes are happening. I have to do whatever I need to do to be like all these other people. To me, that the obvious thing to start doing was drinking. So we got invited to this Halloween party and I hadn't really like planned out like, okay, when's the first time I'm gonna drink? Like it wasn't like this master plan, but we got invited to this Halloween party. Me and my 2 friends, you guys, I desperately have been looking for a picture. I cannot find it. I just spent like so long on Facebook trying to dig and find it and I couldn't. Dressed up as like baseball players, whatever. I thought this outfit was so cute. I had like little spandex shorts on, t-shirt with like the sleeves and the white. I carried around a little baseball bat. Please do not ask me. I guess I thought this was like the hottest costume ever. Anyway, I'm wearing this to this party. I remember walking around and seeing all these people drinking. This was like my first like party ever. I'm like 17, you guys. I'm definitely late in the game, at least from my high school. People started drinking around like 14. So let's get this started. Let's get this rolling. The concept of like drinking to get drunk, I was like, oh my, like I had never considered doing that for myself. The first night that I was walking around and exposed to like a true like high school party, house party, well, like what is going on? I remember, I don't know if it was this guy I was kind of talking to or a friend of mine, but it was somebody and they handed me, I'll never forget, it was like this Gatorade bottle and there was like literally like this is the Gatorade bottle, there's like this much left and it's like blue Gatorade obviously mixed with like some sort of alcohol. I have zero clue what it was. They were like drink it and I was like okay. I like drank it, I took a sip, finished it. I think like there was only like this much left. It obviously tasted bad and it didn't feel good and it was miserable, but I remember feeling finally this like feeling of like warm and comfort. Everybody was here and finally with that little sip it brought Jordan right up here to everybody else. I was like, I feel like I can breathe. I feel like I can breathe. I feel like I'm one with everybody else. We're on the same playing field now. My whole life, I felt like we were all photos in a gallery. And my picture was just a little bit crooked. And I didn't know why. And I didn't know how to fix it. And I didn't know how to get my photo to just be in line with everybody else. I just wanted to be like everybody else. And finally, when I drank this sip of whatever it was, even though it didn't get me drunk, even though I didn't feel any effects, it just shifted my picture just a little bit so I was in line with everybody everybody else. And I was the same, and I was as cool, and I was just as good as these people. That was the best thing ever for me at that time when I was 17 years old. From what I remember, I did not get drunk that night. I don't even know if I had much to drink after that, but I was acting drunk, probably just to act like other people, I think. I couldn't wait to actually like do it again and like get drunk. I remember just feeling like I need this every weekend as much as I can get it, because I just want to feel that like ease and comfort. I just want to feel like I'm on the same playing field as everybody else. I hadn't ever felt that, and I finally felt that, and I was like, I'm like even with everybody now I can be a part of. Like I said, that was not the first night I got drunk. I can't remember exactly the first night I got drunk. It might have been a few weeks later. I sort of remember throwing a little party with my friends, and there was this guy there. That was a whole debacle. If you want to hear that story, that one is actually so embarrassing. That was like the first time I ever like had like a drunken episode over a guy. I actually haven't told that story yet, so if you're interested, let me know. I just remember really liking alcohol and wanting to have more and more of it after that. That kind of started me off on my first little like drinking spree in high school. Drinking was kind of like on and off throughout high school, up and down during college, and then finally towards the end of my drinking career, I was drinking every single day. I was drinking by myself. I was blacking out pretty much every time I drank. So that's what ultimately led to me getting sober. But yeah, a lot of people have been asking like, what was the first night you drank? And that was it. 17 years old. It didn't matter how old I was. I hit the ground running, and I just was ready to go. Pretty much knew it was a problem from the minute I took that first sip. I don't know if that helps anybody. Maybe you can relate to feeling like those pictures on the wall where you're just maybe a little bit off and like drinking or like whatever like your substances. Like for me, it was like a couple different things just made me feel like this, but I want to be myself. So like now I don't have to feel like I have to fit in. I don't have to like shift that photo. Like now I can just like, if I'm crooked, like I can be crooked. I can be Jordan. I can be how I am. I don't need something to make me feel like I'm like everybody else. I can just be myself and be comfortable with that. That is just one of the gifts that sobriety has given me, is being comfortable with who I am. I'm not perfect, obviously, like all the time. I'm like, oh, am I doing this right? Or what am I doing? I don't know. A gift that sobriety has given me is that I don't need to conform to like these weird ideas that I think that other people have of me. I love you guys. Bye.
Join the live and comment LeBron James.
I got invited to a few parties like in high school and stuff like that, but I wouldn't go to a lot of them because like, bitch, I'm like literally hated. So I would always think that they're setups and stuff like that. So I was very picky about the parties that I went to. And this was a party that I was down to go to because it was my friend Haley's that was throwing the party. Honestly, I don't remember if it was a Friday night or a Saturday night, but I remember that everyone at school was talking about it. She was hyping it up. We were super excited, and I was so down because baby, y'all already know that I was bringing that bottle to varsity with me like it was nothing. Did I bring it? Honestly, I don't know, because I probably think that it was already at the party because babe, I like literally like I drank, okay? So I get there. I'm one of the first people to get there and stuff like that because baby, like, yeah, I'm down for a party. I don't remember who dropped me off. I'm pretty sure I had my dad drop me off, to be honest. I made up some dumbass lie, or I literally just looked at him and said, I'm going to a party, and he said, whatever, get out. So I show up. We're all sitting there. We're all taking shots. We're all having fun. Everyone's showing up. There's a lot of people that are showing up that like I never really hung out with. Like I really wasn't in the same group as them, but I literally knew every single person here from school, right? So I think his name was Josh. He literally put, bitch, like a bottle of Crown. I swear to God, he like literally put it like in his throat, and we just watched it go. That whole entire fucking bottle. And y'all are like, how did he not? Babe, he did. He had to go to the hospital. He did. But for the whole entire night, he passed out behind the couch. And the couch was right in front of the doorway. So people were stepping over him. And I went through my memories because obviously I'm like starting to run out of story time. So I just started like freaking out and go through like all my memories. And then I saw a video of a guy. There was only a few videos that I have from this night. And it is literally a guy passed out behind the couch, which is Josh. And then when I was leaving and Zoe picked me up, and Mason was like, bro, we're all fucked up, because literally they had to pick him up and drag Landon into the car because of how drunk he was. But besides the point, we were all drinking. We were all having fun. Everyone, was passed out and this and that and blah, blah, blah. So there was a girl there. I'm not going to say names on this story time because there's a lot of trauma, okay? So this girl comes up, starts twerking on me, starts twerking up on everyone, okay? And the only reason I'm saying this is because it's an important part of the story, okay? One thing leads to another. I have no idea. I'm in the bathroom with like 5 guys, and we're all just sitting there like getting ready to garden. That's it. Like I know. Trust me, my head went to the other way too. But no, I really wasn't on that type of timing this night. I was just drunk. I was ready to garden and this and blah, blah, blah. So we garden, this, that. The night still goes on. Homegirl drank so much, the girl drank so much that she literally got like alcohol poisoning along with the guy or whatever. But she went into the room and like literally like passed out and like literally was like dying of alcohol poisoning. So while we're sitting there, a few people go in the room, go out the room, in the room, out the room. And I'm sitting there so confused because I'm like, well, what the fuck is happening? I go in there and babe, they're credit carding her. They're literally like credit carding. And I'm like, oh, no, baby. I'm 90 pounds. I'm 90 pounds. So what do y'all think I'm going to do? Beat these guys up? No, I literally go to the biggest guy there, which was Tyler. I told him he literally threw his girlfriend off of him at the time and went and literally like picked everyone up, started going fucking ballistic. I don't remember what happened, but after that, I was like, oh, baby, I'm leaving. Like, I am gone. Because what the actual fuck? So I call Zoe. Zoe comes and picks me up. And Zoe wasn't at this party because I'm pretty sure her and Haley were not friends. Like, I just don't think they really talked. So she just didn't go to the party because it wasn't like a bring plus one. I have no idea. I just went. Zoe came and picked me up and I went back to Zoe's house and we're sitting there in her room. And I just remember she asked me a question because she told me this part of the story before, Obvi. And she asked me a question and I literally was like, and she literally said, what the fuck did you say? And then I literally looked at her and was like, oh, I said blah, blah, blah. And she goes, no, that is not what you said. And we were sitting there literally like dying laughing, right? The weekend's over. Fun party, whatever. Weekend's over. We go back to school. Okay. So obviously I'm a bitch. Y'all already know me. So I was sitting in a lunch table full of a bunch of bitches. And for once, my friend Randy came over and she's sitting there talking to me. And then all the girls are just sitting there, blah, 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 right? So obviously the school and everyone there, I mean, it literally is like fucking wildfire. Y'all know how rumors and everything goes in fucking high school. So yeah, people found out about what happened to the party, like what happened at the party and everyone like going into the room and fucking credit carding this bitch. So the girls that I'm sitting with at the lunch table start talking about the situation. Remind you, I was there. Okay. So one of the girls is like, honestly, like, I think it's kind of crazy, blah, 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 blah. Another one says something else. Another girl literally fixed her lips and she goes, honestly, I think she does a lot of things for attention and I think she's just doing this for attention. Right. Right, girls. So I literally am like sitting there like, no, like I literally dead ass, I couldn't even hold it. I literally go, no, like I don't care how much you don't like someone, like you don't say that because like, babe, I was there and I literally saw it with my own two eyes. So she's not making it up for attention. Like, what the fuck? And the other girl, another girl chimes in and goes, guys, she did twerk on everyone. And I look at the bitch and I go, babe, she twerked on me. So why did I not go in there and touch her? The fuck? So obviously me and Randy were like, what? So we literally got up, walked over to the other lunch table where the girl was literally sitting at, like 5 tables down. And I literally said, I am only telling you this because dead the fuck ass, I would hope that someone literally would tell me if someone was talking shit about me like this. Like, I prayed. So I tell her like, I wasn't even able to finish what the first girl, I honestly think, I don't know. I wasn't even able to finish the sentence and she got up and I wasn't even able to grab onto her arm or her fucking sleeve. And I was like, please don't. Walked right over there, punched her straight in the face a few times. And then literally asked both of them. She said, you bitches want some too? They said, no. She walked her ass right to the office. And then of course, the fucking principal came and got me. And I got in school fucking suspension for literally 3 days. For instigating. Right. They're literally making fun of a girl that got touched at a fucking party. But okay, yeah, I'm the one that, and then obviously the girl got suspended, the girl that did the punching. And I literally look back at all this shit and I'm like, it's actually fucking insane what was fucking happening. And literally no one gave a fuck. And the only reason I know no one gave a fuck is because the other day I literally got caught by someone that used to bully me all the fucking time and I posted about it, obvious fuckingly. And everyone started coming out about all their shit and what happened. And then I literally forgot that all this shit happened until literally the girl commented on my post and explained what she fucking went through. And I'm just like, oh my God.
It's Fun Fact Friday. Grab your mug. It is 34 degrees in Boston, and I don't like it. Just a ground rule, if I may. I've been seeing a couple comments, not a lot, but just a couple, where people are doing some internet digging, and it's not hard to do. I get it. And people are commenting the names of my family members on TikTok as sort of like, I found them. And I know the intention is good. And some of you are even validating to be like, oh, I saw this person and like her story checks out. Fine. But there's a reason why I'm not using names and pictures. I don't want to stoop to their level of doxing people, right? I know that they would do that to me in a heartbeat. I'm not gonna do that. I don't wanna do that. I don't wanna bring that energy into my little orbit. So we're not gonna do that. And just don't ruin it. Don't ruin it for the rest of us. I know the risks associated with going on the internet and telling stories about my family, but there just needs to be some trust here that if you do some digging, you're just gonna keep it to yourself and not dox people. Okay? Okay. So the other day I was talking about how luckily I am not marrying a man that is like my dad, which is a very common thing. But then I went down this sort of rabbit hole where a lot of men seek out women that are like their moms. And I know someone that's doing that. And I know a mom that is eating that up. Also, I'm not crying. My tea is just really hot. So not only has my family just not liked me, but I also don't look like them, which is really interesting. I don't look like my immediate family. I look a lot like my Nana, not nanny, but I look a lot like my Nana because half of my family is like French, Russian, like tan, brown hair. The other half of my family is English, pale, lighter hair. So it was really tough for me when my mom was telling me that I must be adopted because I don't look like her. I don't look like her. I don't look like my brother. I guess I kind of look more like my dad because at least he's pale. But I have never looked like my mom or my brother. And so going out and about, people would ask, you know, who's that? And I'd be like, it's my mom. Like, we just don't look alike. And my mom's, one of her favorite activities is to find girls that look like her to be like, oh, she looks more like my daughter than my daughter. Like, loves to say that. And my little brother started dating a girl who looks exactly like my mom, to the point where my mom would look at photos of her, the girlfriend, and on a quick glance be like, I don't remember taking that photo. And I would think that if I was the mother, that might give me pause. I might not love that. My mom loves it. She loves it. She'll actually go on social media and will call her daughter, and call me the other daughter. So yeah, they take photos together, they'll wear matching outfits, they have the exact same haircut and color. Yeah, it's uncanny. Like, you can't tell who's who from the back. We had an outing, all of us, at one point, like years ago, and someone came, I think it was a waiter, came up to us, we were all out at dinner, was like, oh my God, you look just like your mom, talking to his girlfriend. And she looks at the waiter and she's like, no, that's not my mom, that's my boyfriend's mom. And my mom goes, oh, I know, she looks more like my daughter than my other daughter. My mom only has one daughter, so to be called the other daughter when the other daughter that you're referencing is just like fully not family and dating your son. Yep. And it's funny because people have been asking, like, how come people didn't notice that you were being treated so badly? Because this was all done behind closed doors. If we were out in public, the little digs and stuff would be so, like, only I would know. Only if you were kind of in on the joke would you know what she was doing. It was never anything, like, out in public, like, big displays. No. And my mom was so lovey and maternal to random people. Like, my mom became really close with this family that had a little girl in her neighborhood, and she would like bring this little girl over. It's like, what, as I'm an adult, like, this is honestly like in recent years, would like bring this little girl over, and they're baking together and they're making dinner and they're watching movies, and I'm like, what is going on? Yeah. And my mom would be working in different like retail stores and liquor stores, and when I would visit, there would be so many girls that would be like, oh, your mom is like my mom here. We all call her our mom. Must be nice. But yeah, no, my mom absolutely like eats up the fact that her precious little angel boy is dating a girl that is genuinely her replica. Oedipus much? My brother definitely would not even get the Oedipus reference. I don't think he can read. Happy Fun Fact Friday!